I always want to say, and we're back. Like I think I'm many a true nerd. John, I suppose his first name is. I have been reticent to return to Sea of Stars. I am not enjoying this experience even a little bit. You know, I've been playing Final Fantasy VIII to cleanse my palate of this game because I mentioned the trigger mechanic in Final Fantasy VIII in relation to this one, and how, you know, this one was at least better than 8's in that I've never been able to do 8's. And I couldn't remember whether Cypher is in your party, and that's hilarious because the second dungeon you go to, Cypher is in your party the whole time. So it's funny that I couldn't remember that. And so if you haven't been following along, like this is the most important thing in your life, I am now at the 5th, I guess, segment of the game, maybe the 3rd or the 4th. I guess this would be the 3rd town after the 1st, and I have read too few of the dialogue boxes to know why I'm even here. So if you're new, you're experiencing this just as freshly as I am. We just left the pirates who don't do anything to come here, and I'm just gonna like try to steal this person, from this person. I don't care. I like picking flowers, even if I don't use the ingredients for cooking. Just kind of funny. See if I can turn my mic down a little bit and not pick up so many of these clicks, because that'll get annoying, especially if I'm not talking through it. So I should probably, if I want to talk about how I'm playing Final Fantasy VIII and how I'm enjoying Final Fantasy VIII, I should probably just do a Let's Play of Final Fantasy VIII and talk about what's going on with it and leave that out of the conversation about this game. Ooh, I get to buy new stuff. I'm into that. Also, and then I'll equip, and then I'll actually keep on the off chance, because it looks like I don't get to. What we got here? Gold tooth. What's that do? Price reduction in all shops. Wonderful. If I want to talk about the things that Final Fantasy VIII does well, Final. I notice I can't say Final Fantasy. I say Final. Anyway, if I want to talk about what that game's doing well, I should just talk about that game. I should just play that game, and I should talk about the context of that game, but I don't necessarily want to talk about what that game is doing well, because one of the things that I've noticed about that game is that, even though I've played it all the way through several times, I did it as a child, and what I mean by that is I did it as a person who didn't examine the media, the art, the stories that he was engaging with any deeper than what was happening. And so, like, I'm playing it now, trying to play it from memory, and I realized that I didn't memorize the story of Final Fantasy VIII. So, like, I don't really know what's going on outside of remembering the big story beats, the big reveals or the big twists. And so it does make playing the first time, the beginning of a game, if you weren't really paying all that much attention or you didn't really appreciate that the information that was being presented to you was going to turn interesting. I don't know what any of that stuff that I'm holding it. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I have to go talk to the pirates at the inn. That's what I'm doing here in town. I don't know where the inn is. This is just somebody's house. What I'm getting at is multiple plays and not paying attention to the beginning of the game in a way that I'm doing. I notice a pattern in my own behavior that I like. I like RPGs and I like JRPGs well enough that for the sake of the genre, I'm willing to allow games to bore me for a long, long time, in hopes that something interesting will happen. And Final Fantasy VIII, as I don't even want to really critique this game anymore. I guess that's why I'm talking about Final Fantasy VIII so much. But as opposed to this game, every why am I just running in and out of the same places over and over again? Where is the inn? Isn't this the item shop? Yes. Right. I thought I had gone in here. Okay. Let's see if this is interesting. Okay. Supplement the stories you'll be telling yourselves. This is an elaborate metaphor that doesn't really need to be explored about alcoholism, but bro's got a bandage on his head. Why is he telling me how many times he's repeating himself? He's talking to these people like they're children, but he's trying to sell them alcohol. Why is he so condescending and unkind? Okay. It's a heavy-handed and sort of uncomfortable metaphor. Uncomfortable, I guess, for me. I don't find it particularly. The first stage of grief. Why does this fantasy world have references to 20th century psychology? That should have been a period. I admire your willingness to fit in, period. You will fit in right here. Those are two separate ideas. They're not dependent clauses. Or independent clauses, for that matter. See, you don't put a comma there. Your room is being prepared, comma, just let me know when you're ready to sleep. But you should, in fact. You could. There. Your room's being prepared, just let me know. You don't put a period there because you're not hard stopping to move to another separate idea. That's just something that I notice with writers. They don't really know what punctuation means. Yeah, I no longer have been paying attention. The words that they're saying don't mean anything, and I don't care who these people are. Oh, of course, they're a band. So even my calling them the pirates that don't do anything and singing and their voice and I hate them so much. They gotta go. I can leave anytime I want. Yes, yes, yes. Addiction. My first recording that I did of this game, I accidentally recorded audio. And I was able to adjust it. And then the second and third ones I did, I didn't record the game audio. Give me a second. Is it because I didn't click that? I don't know what every button does. And online resources like I'm using OBS aren't always the most bestest. I was watching yesterday while I was editing Spiff's newest video, and OBS seems to be a piece of shit, I guess, according to him. But that's what everybody on Reddit said to use, so it's what I'm using. God, I really just... Zale and What's-Her-Face, Valier, just have no personalities. And then this gets me to what I was thinking about but didn't know how to articulate is what I know about Final Fantasy VIII, for example, because I was talking about it. Really, I can change the song? Why do I want to do that? That's dumb. But I was talking to somebody that suggested that I should want to be able to do that in Brotato as well. I keep starting to get into this conversation and then clicking and reading, so I shouldn't talk about this. I should just save it for the actual pod, for talking to myself. Wow, why can I do this? No, I don't want to see you slam the bass. Do we see this graphical glitch over here on the roses? Why is the light of the fire being cast behind the... That's funny to me. Oh, so I should not come up here because there's nothing up here unless... It's not going to let me do anything interesting with these paintings. It's like they're there, but I'm not allowed to do anything with them. Which makes me think of Final Fantasy VI, and when you go into there's this one rich guy that has a bunch of paintings on his walls, and the paintings are important at two different moments in the game. So like if you have a bunch of stuff, I should be able to interact with it, and it should matter, especially if it has got Western audience sensibilities, which gets us back to the conversation of who is this game for, who's the audience. And then, so what I know about Final Fantasy VIII, I know mostly from having read it a few days. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's from reading fan pages and watching videos of people explaining what's going on in the game, and so now playing it as an adult, the only dialogue that I'm really paying supreme attention to is, oh, of course there's sirens. Yeah, I mean, of course they're ghosts or sirens, or there's some magic bullshit happening. I just took my glasses off. Just give me a second. I'll get back at it if you're reading this. Or if you care what I'm talking about. And so the dialogue that I'm paying attention to, the text boxes that I'm paying attention to, are the text boxes that aren't forced, i.e. the optional ones, the NPCs that you can talk to. And so if you're confused, for instance, about what's going on with the sorcerer or the sorceress stuff, that stuff is pieced together by dialogue as you progress through the game, as you talk to NPCs. All the things that the NPCs say to you are not just flavor about what life in the different areas that you're living in is like. It's not just flavor for that area, but it's also going to give you backstory about what's going on in the game. So in a lot of ways, it's exactly the same, because Final Fantasy is a JRPG, but it has a Western audience in mind, so it has Western sensibilities. So like one of the fun things to do, and let's call them the antique Final Fantasies, that is those before 7. One of the fun things to do in those games is, because they were in the 80s and 90s and they had Western sensibilities, you can, whenever you see a painting or whenever you see a bookshelf, you can click on it and you can usually get further detail about the world. And similar ways that you can read the actual books that are lying around in the Elder Scrolls series. And in this game, I've been trying to pay attention to what people, the NPCs say, but it's all nothing. None of it is useful. So Final Fantasy VIII, I got lost and leaving, Timber is the name of the town. I got lost leaving one of the towns because I wanted to see what would happen if I could get lost, because playing the antique Final Fantasies want you to get lost. They don't want you to do the speed run thing where you go directly to where they tell you to go. They actually want you to go around to the other places, because that's how you learn about the world. If you go to places that you can access that aren't the place that you're supposed to be going. And Final Fantasy V, I think, is the one with Bart's and co. And that one, if you don't go around to all the different places and visit all of the places that you have access to between story quests, you won't pick up very key information about one of the characters, about Ferris in the game with Bart's and Ferris. You won't get any of Ferris's backstory. You won't learn anything about her. You won't know him, them, her. Well, I ruined it for you, but whatever. Let me see something. My microphone seems really loud. Is that better? Talking down, I was thinking about, and I've been, I listen to my work. I have a tendency to talk in a higher pitched voice for some reason. My actual voice is down here. But it also has a tendency to make my microphone unhappy. Might be why I do it, not talk in my actual voice. I might talk up here in this singy, songy, more pleasant voice. I might do that too, because it sounds nicer. And so I might be, because I'm annoyed. I feel like I'm muttering or grumbling. So anyway, let's get on. Edgar's been moderately interesting to date. Yeah, absolutely nothing happened 10 seconds ago. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you. And, okay, so now I'm back to being annoyed. Who's this for? Okay, so yeah, cliche is very clearly a pseudonym, and they're clearly trying to hide greater depths behind this character with a false name. And of course, I'm thinking about Ferris and about being able to figure out the plot twist of the pirate character in Final Fantasy V. here's a pirate character with a plot twist that's staring me right in the face. And I'm thinking about how Final Fantasy V took me 3 playthroughs to truly appreciate that taking your time and exploring the world and talking to the NPCs matters in Final Fantasy and in a good RPG. And I was telling the story of Final Fantasy VIII and getting lost on my way to Galbadia Gardens, or Galbadia Gardens. And if you go to Dalit up in the north instead of to Galbadia in the west, if you go to Dalit, they'll actually make fun of you. The NPCs that you encounter, many of them will make fun of you for being lost. And then if you talk to one of them that's making fun of you enough, she'll give you really, really good directions on how to get to where you're going. And it's like that's good storytelling. That's good world building. I can't get lost in this game. And see, we called that railroading back in the 90s and the early aughts, where we didn't like in JRPGs specifically. We being the Western audience, I've always liked JRPGs, but the Western audience didn't like being railroaded in their story. They liked that kind of freedom, and that's why 5, 6, 7, 8. That's why the Final Fantasies after 4, which is the most railroady of all the Final Fantasies, that's why it leans into allowing you to make mistakes and to explore the world out of order if you want, as much as possible. I mean, there's always a level cap, sort of thing, like a limitation on exactly how far you can go. But that's how I want it to be. That's traversal as you expand a game, getting different traversal methods. Like in a Metroidvania, and Final Fantasy, especially 9 and 10 do 10-2 as well, do have more Metroidvania elements. Yeah, obviously she's from here. And Zale, and see, that's what's annoying too, is because Garl is supposed to be the audience insert character, which means that this is what they think of their audience, is that we're Garl. And so they think of us that we're fat, dumb kids that have been blinded by our own stupidity, half blinded by our own stupidity. Like, this is what they're telling me that they think about me, and it offends me, and it makes me angry. It makes me angry, and it makes me want to resentfully stop playing their game. Because who are you to tell me that I'm a fat idiot just because I like JRPGs? I have to take my headphones out of there. For whatever reason, having the headphones in there seems to negatively impact my ability to record. So hopefully this doesn't take a dramatic dip for the worse. Lots of crackles and bubbles and pops or whatever in my audio. Yes, cliche, we get it. You're gonna break away from the group. You're the captain. And the fat chick is she's the Dragon Quest 8, I think it was, that is the one that was on the PS2 that I played for a while, that had all that hype and had the demo that came with one of the Final Fantasies, 10-2 probably. Oh, thank God. I thought it was going to make her the controllable character, the party character. We should use the Eastern accent. She's right there. What happens if I turn around? Is she gone? How did she get past me? That didn't used to bother me. So, like, I think I'm going to try to play the I've been thinking about games that would be interesting for me to play that I own, that I haven't played all the way through, and then talk to myself over. It did say go to the east, and then here I am. Every time I walk by this fountain, it looks like it's glowing. Oh, it doesn't. It's not glowing. For some reason, there's a. I don't like that halfway. Well, no, I guess it's not halfway through the game, but like 2 or 3 hours into the game, they realize that they should probably put indicators on things that you can interact with, but they didn't do that during the tutorial section. It's almost like they made their tutorial section as proof of concept and then made their game around it. And by around it, I guess I don't mean around it, I mean after it. It's like what's the Winchester Mystery Mansion? It's like the tutorial of this game is the foyer of the Winchester Mystery Mansion. I think that's what it's called. The mansion that the lady built and built and built and built, and it's all crazy and ridiculous and insane on the inside forever, and it's a legend tripping tourist trap. We've talked about legend tripping on the pod. What? Colored flame. I don't want to be here anyway. I've been thinking a lot about how important it is to have a veteran team, or at least to have a veteran on your team. And that's probably where the Hollywood strikes come from, is trying to make being a veteran in the industry more important, because they've seen how the collective bargaining agreement, i.e. the CBA of the NFL goes, or has gone, and the NFL... Ooh. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. The NFL Players Union has structured, set up their pay structure so that veterans are high-priced, and rookie contracts are fairly cheap, and second contracts are fairly lucrative for stars, so that the very best players at their position are paid extremely well, and everybody else is not paid very well at all. And it seems like, having very little educated myself on what their actual demands are, that's what's going on there. The veteran industry hands, the longtime writers, seem to not want to share the spotlight with the new coming veterans. And from playing as many indie titles as I have played since getting this Switch, and being able to collect games for the first time in my life, being even, in fact, encouraged to collect games and play these indie titles, and try to learn what I can learn from what is actually in the public milieu as far as publication as a storyteller perspective, because I rarely tell stories myself. I've found that there very much is something to be said for veteran storytellers. So, people like Video Game Donkey shit on Tetsuya Nomura and his storytelling style in general, but I think that since Nier Automata, however you want to pronounce that word, Yoko Taro and his non-traditional storytelling have opened up to Western audiences that the Japanese have a different approach to storytelling, and they have different wants from their stories than what we do, and how and in what order they're told. And so Yoko Taro is not Tetsuya Nomura, and I brought up Tetsuya Nomura because I saw a tweet that got some... I forgot what game I was playing. I hit the wrong button there. That got some traction as far as people commenting on it, and the tweet was about how Tetsuya Nomura was the person who came up with the idea of the limit break in Final Fantasy VII. And now, if you don't know who Tetsuya Nomura is by name, he's the character designer for most of the Final Fantasy games. I brought him up earlier, but I couldn't remember his name, it is unfortunate that I'm an English speaker, because Latin-based names tend to slip right out of the folds of my brain because they just sound like nonsense sounds. So unfortunately, Tetsuya Nomura, which is a beautiful and lyrical name, is very difficult for me to conjure because it's phonemes that aren't from my own English language or a Latin descent. That's why I struggle with his name and with remembering the name of the actual director of Final Fantasy. But the conversation kind of went like the reason that he suggested the limit break, and if you haven't played Final Fantasy VII, the limit break is probably a part of the so much a part of the gamer milieu that I don't need to describe it to you, and so I didn't. God, the Kingdom Heart, or not the Kingdom Hearts, the Chrono Trigger of this game just pisses me off every time it happens. The limit break was a special, super powerful attack that you could do based on various conditions, but Tetsuya Nomura's his explanation was it would be a way for the characters to benefit from the frustration of playing the game. And that's such a great idea, but it's important to remember that great ideas by themselves aren't enough to make their way into the development cycle or into a game that's already deep into its development cycle. Great ideas are great ideas for another project. They're the way it the way it tends to go is if you're not an important person, your great idea is the kind of thing that you just have to keep to yourself until you get to make your own game and implement your own ideas. And so Tetsuya Nomura offering that idea, you have to remember that he was a character designer. Now, he was involved in the story and everything, but he was still the character designer, and so the only reason that they took his great idea seriously as a great idea and didn't make him backburner it until he did Kingdom Hearts was because he had been involved on the team for so long. And I'm building the case for why a veteran team, having veterans and on a team and having a veteran team is important. Fuck. I have been fucking up the crit every time. Because the team was veterans, not entirely veterans, but because it was equipped with veterans, they were able to trust one another's good ideas late in the development cycle and know when and trust that the good idea had by a veteran is worth chasing even late in the development cycle because you know them and you can trust their intuition. And so that gets me to what I notice in the pitfall of indie games is that they don't really have an intuition yet for what's good and what's bad and what works and what doesn't works. You know, if you watch, and I'm over him as an individual human being personally, but if you watch Yachi Crowshaw's Game Dev Diary from, I believe it was the COVID year, it might have been the year before the COVID year. Actually, in fact, I know it was, it would have been 2018 or 2019, actually, when he was making an indie game. He was trying to develop a micro game, basically a flash game every month, I think was the idea, one a month for the whole year. And what you really realize if you do any kind of artifice, if you make any kind of art, if you do any kind of craft, if you do any kind of anything, and I spent a lot of time in my most recent pod episode talking about self-improvement and about work and about craft and about doing, and what you learn if you're paying attention to what you're doing is that every finished piece is your most recent. How do I say this? Every finished piece is a learning experience. So when a dev team make a game, no matter how good it is, there's always missed opportunities in it for them. And that, I mean, frankly, that's what I've learned from recording these, and that's what I've learned from, very specifically, what I've learned from recording the pod in general is that every creative project is a learning experience. There's no creative project that's finished and perfect. And so, like, the Twitter, or I guess X is what I'm supposed to call it now, the X writer community idea of the perfectly edited, the perfectly finished book that's ready for public consumption just doesn't exist. And so the reason that you obsess over the perfection and the quest of perfection, and I've talked about that, the quest of perfection on the pod, the reason that you obsess over that instead of just moving on to the next thing because you've learned as much about this thing as you can learn about it is that you haven't figured out that you haven't figured out that you've learned as much about the current project that you're working on as you can learn. And so you want to chase this perfection within the project that just doesn't exist. And that's how games can get into that development hell cycle, like the Duke Nukem Forever, right? That's chasing this infinite degree of perfection where the game will finally be right. And I'm speaking, really, I'm just outright speaking to myself now, because this is what I do with my own creative work. And it's why I'm talking to myself, is to get past that. Fuck, I just wiped. I wasn't paying attention to that fight at all. That's fine. So as a developer, I don't really know what you want from your video game, unless you want what Tetsuya Nomura said he wanted from Kingdom Hearts, and that's for you to just play that game and not feel like you need to go out and buy other games to supplement your interest until you've done everything that there is to do and the game that you've purchased twice or to the limit of your interest. But first of all, games aren't made like that anymore, and so I doubt that the Wheels mini game that's a part of this, and the little gambling mini games in the previous city, I doubt that any of those was included with the idea of keeping you sitting in front of this game for any amount of time. I am of the opinion that those things were included because they were in old games. But they were in those old games to keep you playing. Ah, shit, I missed it. It might be that I can't hear it. That might help. Damn. I don't like that I have to block. Like, I can't just hit it the once. I have to block both of them when it's double swings like that. I don't care. I don't like this game. I just don't care for this game. See, that's upsetting. I don't have a poison attack yet. Huh. Sheesh. I would like it if it weren't just, oh, it might not just be, okay, never mind. I was going to say I would like it if it weren't only standard attacks that knock the balls out, but I think it's also vulnerable attacks will knock the little balls out. But not when you're using the balls. Not when you're powering up or whatever it's called. Nah, I should have tried to crit that. You're allowed to. And now the frustration of wiping has gone and made me forget everything I was thinking about. None of it matters. I was starting to build up momentum though, wasn't I? Just don't like this game. I saw a terrible and annoying short TikTok video that was actually on YouTube, but short on YouTube making fun of PlayStation gamers, that this was in the top 3 new games for PlayStation, and Xbox gamers get runny, jumpy, shooty, watch the game be played, action gunfight games. And it's so funny that the Xbox, it's so funny to me, first of all, that the Xbox market, the Xbox gamer hasn't changed at all since the damn things were introduced to the universe. But beyond that, it's funny to me that Xbox gamers can appreciate that this is not acceptable. It's not that the way it looks is unacceptable. The way it looks is pleasant, frankly beautiful. I do like the way it looks. What's unacceptable about it is it's just bad. It's just bad. It's not fun to play. And that should matter for something. I don't like that I can't run from combat if I'm getting my dick kicked off. Like if it's like, the reason I'm losing is because I didn't heal before combat. Maybe I should bail and try again. I don't like that I can't do that. 3. Yeah, but it's still going to get to heal, and I can't block that. These things that heal are not fair. This combat's not very balanced. And I know that maybe I sound like Spiff there, but I began to talk and then left it off about, I think about it and I begin to talk about it frequently, about how Final Fantasy was difficult among the JRPGs of the first era of Final Fantasy. The antique Final Fantasies, they were the Dark Souls of their day. They were very, very difficult. And I've been trying to explore in my mind what exactly it was about them that was so difficult, and it's the introduction of the active time battle mechanics. So once that ATB meter shows up, those games become extremely intense, even when you set it to wait, so that when you're in menus, the enemies don't just beat on you because you haven't memorized your menus. It's intense, and I like it. It does exactly what it was trying to do, in that it mimics, or it imitates the feel of an action game, an action RPG, a button masher, but it's able to maintain the strategy and tactical combat of a turn-based RPG. And I think the ATB is what is the thing that Final Fantasy gifted to the genre, that perfected it. And so when we don't use it, when we gamers, when we developers don't use it or something like it, so when we don't use an initiative roll, or an initiative counter, or a speed score. And I'm not that guy that tries to have his 30-minute videos about game mechanics like he's knows what he's talking about. He annoys me. I don't remember the name of his channel. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, like, them getting to attack, I don't know. I don't think that this combat system was well thought out. I think that they came up with it, thought it was a good idea, implemented it, and then didn't play test it. I fucking hate that ability. I don't like this game. And see, they get to attack. I couldn't have stopped that if I wanted to. I can't get powerful enough. I can't get more powerful than these things. So I just have to let these fights run long. It's highly annoying. And all three of these motherfuckers get to heal. And yeah, I'm not very good at it. So, I mean, there's an argument to be made that any game is good if you take the time to get good at it. You'll like any game, and that's frequently how I talk about Dark Souls, or anything from Software. Except Armored Core looks fucking cool to me. Is that what it's called? Whatever. Looks fucking cool to me, but I think I've told you the story about how I used to play the demo for the first one at my friend's house when I was a young boy. When the PlayStation first came out, and my family didn't have one, but his did, so I was allowed to go over and play on his PlayStation. Damn. I'd really like it if if I knew how to implement the auto defense thing that I bought. That's supposed to make my characters automatically use their defense. It's like that is just, I don't know. What it is, okay, so it's we're back to Final Fantasy VIII talk. God damn it. That pisses me off. I fucking hate this game. I don't like the animations. I don't like where things are. Like, that was so close. How am I supposed to do that reliably? Whatever. I'm not good at that anyway. I mean, obviously I'm not good at the bouncing. Because I'm not good at the deflecting. Obviously I'm not going to be good at the if I'm not good at that, I can't figure out where the animation is. And I've been playing Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII has random encounters. And because I know now as an adult that Final Fantasy VIII gets more difficult as you level up. I have been limiting the encounters that I allow myself to engage in. Not that I run from encounters, but if you know the mechanics of the game, this isn't going to bother you to hear me say this. If you don't, just keep listening and ignore the details, because you don't need to know this part. I just draw until there's nothing left to draw, and then I just don't get into encounter, and then I just kill them quickly, and then I get in. Because you don't get money and you get few items, the only things that you really need before you can steal and before you can turn them into cards and then use the cards to refine items, all of this is stuff that you don't need to know. Until you can do all that stuff, you don't want to be in combat. Okay, I probably want as many of these as I can make. So I've been avoiding combat, and so I'm not as powerful at the point in the game that I'm playing right now as I usually am, or usually have been, or I guess usually was. Usually am, whatever. I don't know how you say that correctly. But what random encounters give you that all these only scripted encounters, or exclusively scripted encounters, don't give you is an opportunity to practice the combat at your leisure. So because all of these are scripted, if some of them are easier than others, especially like if they do the thing where, like in the second episode, the second dungeon or third dungeon, however, whatever order you're counting in, where I kept wiping, was if that's the way that you make. If that's the only way that you allow your gamers to practice your mechanic is by making them wipe, you miss the lesson that Dark Souls is teaching, because between wipes, between game overs in Dark Souls, you can go and grind on enemies that you've already beaten and already know how to beat, and you can change your gear. You can change your whole approach to the game between game overs and Dark Souls, and that you decidedly cannot do in this. It makes me so mad that I don't have like any good abilities. I don't have any good AoE. This isn't gonna hurt enough to stop this motherfucker from healing. Just wasting my time. Like, I like to play these games the way that I like to play them, and the way that I've always felt like JRPGs are at their best is when they're balanced in the way that I like to play them, but they're balanced to be played in the way that I'm about to describe. And that is, I enjoy the act of level grinding and the dungeon exploration. I like to fight as many fights as I need to fight in order to one-shot the early trash that you get when you first come in. And then once you can string together 3, 4, 5, 6, once you can string together so many fights that it's trivial, you're not getting enough experience. It's trivial as far as your heals go, and you're not getting enough experience to meaningfully move toward the next level. That's when I go and fight the boss. But this game in particular, and a lot of indie games specifically, are balanced with a D&D sensibility. And what I mean by that is that the dungeons and the encounters are balanced like the game developers or a dungeon master who thinks that he can tailor his dungeon specifically to the skill sets and the power levels of his party. But what always happens with those, if you don't feed your party a constant stream of experience so that they can even start to outlevel the challenge of the things that you want to present them, is that every decision becomes a life or death decision. And that to me falls in the category of artificially making your game more difficult. So if I want this game to be a brutal and difficult slog where I'm a game over waiting to happen at any moment, because I prefer to roleplay these children as not supernaturally gifted, right? Or at least not experienced enough to be overwhelmingly powerful against these monsters that they don't know. If what I like is the roleplay, and what in fact I like to roleplay is the getting better through practicing fighting these things. I like the idea that I like it when a game is made so that the end boss of a dungeon is some abstract culmination of all of the contents of the dungeon, all of the experiences that you've had within it. And so, yeah, I do like the idea of practicing against these things and learning how to dispatch them, and that the level cap and the level gain is an abstract indication that, you know, you've now perfected fighting these things so that they can no longer even hurt you, right? And you just don't get that. Like, this forest is not a danger to me. There's nothing dangerous. And so, like, the random encounter is also suspense just hanging over you. The longer that you go, the more you know it's coming. And so, like, you see that chest and you're like, oh, I really want that chest. And then you're almost there, and then random encounter. And then it's like, you have to survive this encounter or you're not going to get that chest. And that's... I bet this falls over if I can entice that motherfucker to come over here and bother me, because you can see it wibble blah, 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 when he does that. So where is you, big guy? Come on, jumpy jumps on down and come and scare me. Where is you, big guy? Come on, do it. Scare me, scare me. Oh no. Okay, that's not gonna work. I don't know how to get up there. I've killed everything. And so, yeah, the Illusion of Gaia thing where you have to kill all the enemies to clear the next path is tedious to me now. Oh, did I not come down here? I didn't see these logs when I jumped down here before. And I can't read these tombstones, that there's never any flavor text in here. It's annoying. It's just more proof that a non-Japanese developer can't make a Japanese-style game. Just can't be done. Wouldn't be prudent. And see, I want to like this. I want to enjoy this experience because as we get older, I'm not the only person who does this, so I'm not telling anyone I'm not telling anyone my age anything they have. Why can't I throw the flower? Is it because it's rooted into the ground? That's fucking dumb and I hate it. Whatever. Don't throw it to the opposite side of the... Why didn't you throw it just closer to them? I might not use Hurl anymore. Is there something I'm doing wrong that I'm not getting new abilities? Because again, if what I like about RPGs and JRPGs is developing my characters and getting more powerful, that means that I like... Goddamn, I'm gonna wipe again. I like getting new abilities. I'm just not allowed to have new abilities in this game. Fuck you, man. Yeah, I wiped again. This is stupid. They can't want me to backtrack to old dungeons. Can they? They have given no indication that they want me to do that. It would make me upset, frankly. Like, what's the point in the order? What will that make them stop targeting Valir every fucking turn? How do I get new skills? There's even a lock. How do I get them? The fuck do I have to do? There's been no indication. I don't give a fuck about the recipes. And see, if you're gonna rip off the antique Final Fantasy so hard, like, you miss yet another perfect and obvious opportunity, because, you know, Final Fantasy IX is when they figured out to have you learn your skills from the items and the weapons that you equip. And that would be perfect for this game. I'm so annoyed I don't even remember what I was talking about going into that battle. I even went into it with full health. That's annoying. I should try to stop one of them from attacking. Like, I want my abilities to be more powerful. I would like it if my abilities gained levels and got more powerful. I would like it if there were a good reason to use them. Because, like, this killing me in 2 hits thing is annoying. Because it takes me more than 2 hits to kill them. Ugh, I'm wasting this. I'm not going to kill him. I don't do enough damage. It's annoying. And I definitely don't have enough MP. I've even been trying to stack MP. I've been watching back these videos and looking at my character development choices to see why my characters are so weak and not fun to play, and it's because I've gotten to make very few. Only like level 6. It's just very underwhelming. So, like, I don't mean to bitch that I'm not allowed to level grind. It's just there's no that's another thing about 8 and playing it to cleanse my palate that I just noticed so obviously is, like, there's an immediate reason why you're doing everything that you're doing, everything that you're railroaded into doing in Final Fantasy VIII. There's a very specific reason that you're railroaded into doing it. Now, the context of the game, of the story that your characters are in, is that they're soldiers, they're mercenaries. So you don't get any choices in where you go, just like you wouldn't in most games. You have to play them for the most part in order as far as what places you're allowed to visit, right? But the reasons that you're going there are, they're reasonable. You understand them, even if you don't understand the greater depths. There's a greater depth there that's obvious, not just implicit. They're telling you that there's a greater depth there. And then once you get there, there's an immediacy and an emergency and a threat that has to be dealt with. So without spoiling the game, I'm not trying to use this as an opportunity to recap everything that I've done in that game. And what did I just pick up? Because I didn't expect to pick up an item. Seriously, what did I just pick up? Did I just pick up that obsidian ore? Is that what I just got for this? That can't be right. That can't be what I got for coming here. This can't be optional. That can't be right. What did I get? Huh. So I just got some bullshit. That's annoying. Did I... Maybe I got this. I see. I got that. That doesn't make me happy. So is that what I came here for? Or am I... There we go. I'm just being a grumpy bitch. This game puts me to sleep. I'm sitting here like blinking, heavy blinking to keep my eyes open. There he is. Freeze. In the name of love. Where's that strength coming from? Do you mean power? Okay. See, this is what it would look like in a children's game. So we're just giving up? We came all this way. And Garl's even... He was the only one who was resistant. And he's like, oh, but my emotions and my ethics and my morality. And he's like, well, I did hate this forest, so fuck it. Oh, of course. What has to happen to him... It has to happen to the audience insert character because he's the only one that they've done any attempt at giving a personality to. So if it happens to him, we're going to feel... And of course she shows up now. Yeah, I was hoping we would meet under cooler circumstances too. And we're not going to ask for introductions. We're not even going to say, who are you? and something's wrong with Zale, and because we don't get the interior monologue of these characters, we don't, because we're at a Universal, because we're being told this story by that guy. He's leaving. Oh, we are going to have... I was about to bitch that the party was only going to be 3 people. I began this recording about to bitch about only ever getting to have a 3-player party. Oh, goodness gracious me. Picked that up from my grandma. So there you go. Now you know what my grandma sounds like when she sneezes. Oh, it's just one of those. I can skip it. And that's the other thing, is like, you have to do these combat encounters. I hate that my combos don't stay between fights. It makes this so long. It makes these take so... Oh, I bet she has poison. Doesn't matter which one I hit, because it's gonna... Oh, I guess it's not gonna heal every turn. It's only when they do the big thing. Because I guess they attack sometimes, don't they? I just get increasingly annoyed when there are things on the field that can heal. But I guess they're trying to let me break their heals. Yeah, that's what I thought. Venom darts. Yeah, she won't be leaving my party. Hit all enemies. Press A to throw darts. I don't know what I did wrong. I was just mashing it to begin with. I do kind of like that they played Super Mario RPG, and so everybody's special abilities, everybody's skill, is a unique minigame. That's nice. Which, again, makes you wonder who their target audience is. You know, I keep meaning to say it. I keep thinking it every time I make the comparison, but it's really good that they chose to release this before 2024. Because if they'd waited any longer, Super Mario RPG would have released, and everybody would know just exactly how derivative this game is. The more of the Super RPG, or not the Super, the more of the SNES era games that are being re-released, the more fraudulent these indie gamers are becoming. Which I suppose what that means is that people like me have noticed that indie gamers are just ripping off the old games, and we're like, just give us the old game. We liked the old games. So just give us the old games. Ouch. AoE damage is always my favorite. That probably comes from playing a rogue in World of Warcraft for as long as I did. It was a long time before we got fan of knives. So, you know, you find yourself hanging out with frost mages a lot as a solo rogue. How many of these have I... Yeah. I need to be paying more attention to that. I need to be taking that more seriously, treating it with more respect. Like, I like that the game. I do like about this game that it demands my respect. That if I treat it with disrespect while I'm playing it, that it kills me. It wipes me. I don't like that it's made in such a way that I'm inclined to disrespect it out of boredom. Like that was a lot of my issue with triangle strategy is that, and I keep saying this, I keep using that Family Guy thing, but I don't like when a game insists on itself. I don't like when a piece of media insists on itself. And I guess I don't really know what that means, is why I keep saying it. You insist on yourself. But I think to insist on yourself means to do things that it's like attention seeking behavior. It has elements that are there to seek attention, that say no, 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 look, this proves that you need to look at me. I insist you look at me because I'm doing this. I think that's what it means to insist on yourself. Hey, I got that one. I frequently don't get those. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's the other thing. It's like healing punishes you in this game. But I'm so glad Garl's gone. I cannot tell you how glad I am that Garl's gone. And not even because I just broadly prefer females on screen. So like the first opportunity I get, I'm going to get rid of Zale as well. Sucks that they gave the male characters the heals. It's almost like they knew we wouldn't use them otherwise. Might actually be able to kill him. Ugh. And then that brings me to thinking about, I'm sitting here thinking about the person who commented telling me that I should play Dark Souls because of the joy you get for doing it your way. And this most certainly, I was sitting here thinking about, well, what else could it mean that this game insists on itself, is it also insists to be played in one particular way. So I've been stacking him for health, and it's really not been helping. I just don't do enough damage. Like, I should just abandon trying to make them, oh no, unique and interesting and just go for damage, right? Well, he never does damage. He's fucking annoying. I have to stack damage. It would be a waste not to. I end up healing her so damn much. And then I'm so annoyed. Yeah, I need to stack her magic damage. Ugh, I don't get a level enough. So those just feel inconsequential. Now, I haven't been paying attention to how much levels actually improve me. Like now that I've gained this level, is this going to be significantly easier for me? Wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm leaving. So this is, okay, good level design. It wraps back around in an interesting way. I got to traverse, and yeah, it also gave me an excuse to speed up travel in that fast-moving water. So I dig that. Good. The level design is excellent. The level design is excellent in this game. They've done a good job with that. Now let's see if Moonerang is significantly more powerful. Not really. How powerful is she? If you fuck up the button press. See, I guess what I don't like is that, I don't know, I guess I know what they were thinking. I guess I just don't like that that they're on a speed thing, that each of their attacks is on a cooldown and takes a certain amount of time to cast, and my guys they're not in any sort of speed relationship. It's just whatever order I choose to use them in relative to the attack order of the enemies that they're going to use their abilities. And see, that's where I'm talking about not being allowed to, only having scripted fights. I'm not allowed to practice. So you just die at the scripted fights, and that's why wiping is so generous, right? And so what am I willing to risk my life? What makes Dark Souls is that dying is fucking annoying. In addition to, in addition to being annoying that you've died, you also, you take permanent and semi-permanent debuffs for it, especially until you get your shit back. You don't have your shit. Wait a minute. We're the chosen ones, but this kid Zale is like, are necromancers really that powerful? You just watched this necromancer that you didn't see suck the soul out of your friend. Oh my god. They really did like Wizard of Oz, which again makes you wonder. What's your name, by the way? Sarai. Of course, it's got an umlaut, because it wouldn't be cool without an umlaut. Huh. That's how I learned a combat skill? They're locked to the story, so I don't even... I don't even get to do anything to earn abilities. They're locked to the story. Those are the worst kind of abilities, by the way. That's the worst kind of character progression. Is character progression that's locked to the railroad. This is exactly what Western gamers didn't like and why they abandoned the JRPG when the Xbox came out and they discovered Western RPGs en masse. They discovered the PC RPG. This is why only indie developers are making these games, and why only niche companies like Nipponichi Software, and I guess there are 4 or 5 or 6, Japanese companies still making games like this, but they're very niche, and I'm without the wrong exit to the city. They're intended for a niche audience of people that want a niche experience. And that, I don't know, man. 1 million people bought this. I'm one of them. The way I'm shitting on this, but then again, Spiffin gets his free copies and he destroys games and makes fun of them and out of love, and I'm playing this game and I hate it and I'm shitting on it, but I am playing it and I am talking about what it's done right. So I mean, I am giving it critique from the the best intentioned critique. What do they call that? I don't remember. Good faith. I wanted to like this game. I wanted very badly to like this game. I pre-ordered it the day that it became available for pre-order, and I downloaded the demo as soon as the demo became available on the Switch. Now, I knew this game was going to be a ball of shit when I played the demo, and the demo starts you way deep in the game with I haven't been reading. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. they played Child of Light, where everything is done and everybody speaks in poetry. I hate this. I hate it so much. And see, that's the other thing, is like, it's not, again, the drama here, the characters that are acting on the stage that are being interesting for the viewer, the person playing the game. And again, this is being told to me. I am not a participant in this. You got to remember that you got that guy in that library at the beginning who's telling me all of this. So this is all being told to me. I am an audience. I am not a participant in any of this. And so it's such a missed opportunity that the only characters that are doing anything interesting are never Zale and Valir. They are never doing or saying anything interesting, even when they're the only two characters on screen. The only people that get interesting dialogue or that do anything, that have interesting action scenes or any kind of emotion, the emotional response in that scene, what am I going to do? How are we going to figure this out? Wasn't Zale and Valir, and I didn't have to participate in any kind of riddle solving. There was no mini game, there was no puzzle. There was no gameplay that just played out in front of me. It just happened to me. I mean, this is like prom night. And there's so dude Garl is injured, but I hate Garl. So there's no immediacy, there's no threat to this. If we don't get the Soul Stone, if I just turn this game off and never rescued Garl, and in the canon these two died out here and then he was eaten by the necromancer, I don't care. I'm doing this because I'm recording myself doing it, not because I'm invested in the story. I don't care. No interest. I at least know why I'm here. I didn't know why I was in the mole town. I was in the mole town because it was the next hill, or it was the next town down the railroad path from where I was allowed to go. There's not even a world map that you're allowed to explore in this game. Alright, well, I went swimming. God damn. Tired of fighting zombies. You're toast and I'm bread strong. Oh. I thought it was going for the other one. I didn't see it bounce back at me. Whoopsie daisy. Picking which one you're hitting is mildly annoying. It's on the old school. They did the Chrono Trigger select too, how you navigate which one you're picking. Oh, now you're just not going to. Now you're just trying to upset me. Yeah, now you're just trying to upset me. He might be able to kill that. Might wasn't a very strong word, but that one's dead, so that's good. And then this isn't. Why? It just attacked her 3 times in a row. Why? Jeez, I'm so weak. I'm not impressively more powerful than I was before that level. I need at least another level at this rate. I think you only block one of the attacks, and it might only be the first. I don't know. I just don't like how often I'm healing. I didn't realize I could do that. I don't know why I haven't tried that sooner. Ugh, it makes me so angry. It just upsets me so much that my combo doesn't last. It's like the combo the combo is very much like, I conceptualize the combo very much like the limit break in Final Fantasy VII, let's say. Because the limit break situation in 8 and 9 and 10 are different. 10 less so. 10's more of the same. In fact, you can save yours and you can save it in 10. You can't save it in 7. But I think of the combo much like the limit break, since you have to build it up. Oh, nice. But not being able to save it between fights is so annoying. I can't count on it. Because I'm not gonna... I guess what it is I want to be able to use the Healy thing, and most fights don't last long enough for me to get up to so that I can get the free heals. And I don't have like a... I don't have a defend command. So this is going to kill it. Oh, maybe not. So then I can do... Oh, that's so annoying. Yeah, this kills it. That's so much experience. 7,300, and I only get a couple of hundred experience at a fight. Yeah, they just don't want me leveling. They're trying to manage the difficulty of their game and the speed of my development, because if I level too quickly, I'm going to get even more rapidly annoyed with how few abilities I get. And so if they keep me weak relative to the story, it will feel like the character development is keeps pace therewith. I am the keeper of yonder graveyard. I suggest you turn back. The mistress isn't fond of company. Ah! Why didn't he get character? Why didn't he get like dialogue or do anything or say anything other than, I am the keeper of this graveyard? He didn't even say it in like a spooky voice or like... Why did she come so weak? Usually when you add a character to a party like this, they come with gear more advanced. Why did she come with weaker gear? Because they wanted an excuse to let me find better gear for her in the next dungeon? I hate that. That's a terrible reason. I don't know, man. I will never, ever forget the way Kingdom Hearts handled adding people to your party. And when they came to your party, they were always super powerful and exactly what you were missing up to that point. And now she was what I was missing vis-a-vis poison damage, because it was annoying me that I didn't have access and didn't appear to be going to unlock anytime soon poison damage. But is he really going to attack her again? Why? Why? There's just no reason for that. I do like this ability. Yeah, she'll be in my party forever. I like her. And now that Valir has a heal, sort of, yeah, he'll come out of the party. They don't have a heal, so I'm just gonna say fuck this and take the god damn long route. Hers is difficult for me because I guess she spins around. Let's get the kill. No need to be cute. Just get the kill. Oh. Didn't get the block. So what I can do is I can lunar shield. What does this look like? Oh. It might be AoE. How does this work? Okay. I'll be using that frequently. I might be using that instead of damage. And so when I'm talking about being able to practice the combat encounters, I've gotten pretty good at blocking the bubble attack when they pick you up in the air. I've gotten pretty good at figuring out where the where the spot is to defend it. But then like this thing's basic attack, I haven't found. 310 I think is how much experience I get per fight. Still gonna. Oh look, it's even gonna do the Final Fantasy VI climb across the rafters gag. I don't remember what I was talking about. I do like how Sarai is like not even acting uncomfortable. I know that they've got her with her hands out at her sides, like for balance or whatever, but I do like that. Oh, waste my time. I do like that she doesn't even look like she's really struggling. The other two are like, this is not the easiest, and she's just kind of like, whatever. I've got good balance. I'm a rogue. I like rogues. I will usually stump for a rogue. I will usually stump for a rogue is not what I meant to say. I will usually be forgiving of a well-written rogue. Don't jump down there, Vincent. You're on this side too? To anger the mistress is to put oneself in danger. Yikes. Now what? That's a lot of enemies. What I keep thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to have the full combo meter and I'm going to open by using my group heal. I have a feeling this episode's going to run a little bit longer than the others. This dungeon seems to insist on a little bit more of our time. I wonder what this actually looks like. Press... Oh, fuck, yeah, okay. Press aid. I don't know why I missed. I was just mashing A at the end there. I didn't really know what I was looking at. I like that that's forgiving enough that I can get a bunch of them. That's a cool attack. They've justified the Shadow Walk from the stealth tree of the World of Warcraft rogue admirably. 4,000. That's not, or 400. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Give me back my items! Oh, no, I've become Emperor Augustus. Varus! Give me back my items. Press Y while standing on a raft to move it around. I wish it were that simple. No, didn't need to do that, but I did do that. I wish it were that easy to move a raft. What do we got here? Beef stew, huh? Golly gee. I understand, for anyone that doesn't like how much I don't like that long press, that the idea... oh, well, I forgot that that's pretty clever. Okay, I'm into it. Because that's not how it would work. That's pretty clever. Let's see if this is where I'm supposed to be going, or if that looks like that's where I'm supposed to be going. This has been explorable. I've done a lot of bitching in previous episodes. Oh, it's not where I was supposed to go. This has to be it. Yeah, I'd say that's it. That's a big fucking head. What creature had that head? Oh, I bet it's one of those things that threw me across the mountains. How the fuck are you able to do that? So they've played... I tried to remember the name of that game recently, and the only way I'm going to remember it now is if I minimize and go through my library to find it. But that's yeah, they've played that. This thing that they just did here was a story beat. And see, having the characters just dump like that, my name was this, but I don't remember my life, and I don't remember anything about my mansion, but I remember that I had a family, but I don't remember anything about it, and I don't want to talk about it. All of that is so they don't have to give you dialogue options, they don't have to give you dialogue boxes. And really what that is it's the author, it's that damn guy skipping the good parts of the story. I don't know what I'm doing right or wrong about that. I don't know what I did any different on that last one from the first, but that's a neat ability. I do like that. Oh, I forget that I can crit that. Oh, I just died. I'm not good at hers. I always do it early. Well, she did. I should make sure that he don't die. And then I should make sure that this isn't so powerful that I am guaranteed to die. I should heal her. Just make sure she can survive it. My mustache-ishes. They do that. Okay. Now he wants to do a bunch of knife attacks, so I should do that. And then, if I were lucky, I could have knocked him back a turn, and then he wouldn't be able to use that at all. But I'm not lucky. Oh my goodness. What I should do is finally use my group heal. I've been trying to use this since I came into this damn dungeon. What a bitch. This guy is such a bitch. Every time I think I know what he's going to use. I shouldn't have done that. I should have used one of those pearls. He's going to do tornado again. I should have used those pearls. I just said that. Damn. That sucks. I don't like not having MP. I don't like always being starved for MP. I can't break that attack. There's just nothing I can do to stop it. Except for... because she doesn't have a sword attack. I guess I can do this. I wonder how close I can get to actually preventing this. Probably not enough to keep the little one from dying. Sarai. Not too bad. Suboptimal in the result. Because I don't know that I'm going to be able to keep her up. Oh, nice. What I did was pretty sweet right there. 800 was not enough experience for that. And then he's going to give me a new ability. And see, because I don't know anything about his backstory, I don't know why Zale even let him do that. And why didn't Garl get an ability when we helped the kid with his damn salamander? Oh no, I just accidentally turned off my television. Oh boy, this is not going to be fun. Troubleshooting this is going to be a nightmare. Hey, that was among the shortest nightmares of my life. Alright, well, how much? An hour and 50? They were doing a pretty good job at moving the story about every hour and a half, 2 hours, based on your ability to... No, don't go in there. Dumbass. Idiot. I actually never watched Ren and Stimpy. I wasn't allowed. It also grossed me out as a kid. The visuals grossed me out. I have a sensitive ocular palate. Couldn't tell by my still playing 8-bit games. How did I get in there? Why did the raft go away? See, like, that stuff like that happened in SNES games because they didn't have the visual memory for it to not happen. Huh, did things respawn? Did things respawn? Because we've done the respawn test in previous zones and it didn't work. What happens if I fight nothing? See, this is when it would be convenient to be able to run from combat. Because I forgot that I needed to heal. I'm gonna wipe. But see, there's no negative to wiping unless it takes me back to before that goddamn fight, which would be highly upsetting. God damn it. He's dead. Yeah, he's dead this turn. I don't have enough HP to absorb 3 hits. Oh, that was convenient. Oh, that was inconvenient, but it was convenient that it didn't attack me, because this is going to do like 50 damage. Yep, exactly 43. Lissai. See, this isn't fun. This isn't challenging. It's not fun. It's not the fun kind of difficult where I'm like, there's a lesson to be learned from that and how to engage with those. I handled that wrong. It's like, we're gonna know which one is which. Here, sure. Yep, motherfucker. I hate this game so much. That's so stupid. It's so stupid that it's so arbitrary like that. Because the last place I wiped just started me right outside where I died with no repercussion whatsoever, and that's going to make me do that boring-ass fight again. Whatever. Get better at it every time. And I had to do this fight anyway. I haven't seen this ability yet. It's bothersome to me that she starts with 3. It's also, it's, what's the word I want to use? It's, it doesn't bode well to me that there are only 2 locks over my future abilities. So do we only get 4 skills all said and done? Because I'm not trying to act like I don't want a Final Fantasy VI amount of abilities where it's the danger in combat is that I'm not going to be able to scroll through my menu of abilities fast enough to pick the one that's going to keep me from being killed. What do we got here? Some bullshit. Wonderful. Waste my time. My favorite rooms are rooms that are a waste of my time. So glad that I chose to come there instead of just moving on with my life. There he is. and then I can't skip this for whatever reason. Like, who does this? And this is again, the unskippable cutscene thing is insisting on your game. You're insisting that your game is so good I won't want to skip them. It's like he's like, "Oh, I'm forced to serve her in undeath. I have to fight you or bad things will happen to me." But not to fatality. Not to my utter ruin. I mean, that would be foolish. Who fights to the death? Why would I want to fight these people that I have hardly been introduced to death? So it starts, its first couple are swords, and then its next are moons. Or does it only do... Jesus Christ. Does it only do the one that's unavailable? It only does the one that's unavailable. Lovely. Fuck it. It's more interesting this way if I can actually get this. As close as I am, I'm not likely to. Ah. That's tense to me. That makes me seize up. Aww. Lame. Well, I didn't prevent him from using it entirely. An effort was made. Ouch. Oh. I'm looking because she's grayed out because I've already used her this turn like she's dead. That's funny. I really don't know this game very well yet. This could be fun. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know what I did wrong, but that's fun. I like that one. Let's see if I can kill him outright. I cannot believe I fucked that up. Man, I would have looked like such a badass if I had gotten it, if I'd blocked it twice. If I'd prevented him from attacking twice this turn, because she did. They both might be dead. That's lame. I haven't had him do anything interesting this whole fight. Good job, Zale. You made up for your name. And it was here this time. It didn't go away that time. That's so dumb and weird. They respawned, though. I actually want to make some of these. And I want to make some of these if I can. Is there a certain amount of things? Oh, I'm only allowed to carry 10 food at any time. That's what that 10 of 10 means. I mean, I guess that prevents it from going bad. Okay. Let's... Oh, shit. Let's do it. Let's go beat this thing. Let's go kick this bitch in her cooch. Hey, you leave this town alone. Whoa. Yikes. Well, shit, I forgot to rest. I'm so good at this game. It's little wonder I don't like it. I am going to have to go back and read what that little dude's name is, because it looked like it said Mofo something. Mermoth Wizquard. I have to look away from that because it makes me angry. But I don't really know why. Because it's a reference to something that I don't get, I suppose. Inside jokes tend to make me angry. Man, if he does an AoE ability, I'm dead. I should have used the... Yep. Wipe. God damn me. It's fine. This is the experience they wanted me to have. I'm just so dumb. I can't believe I did that twice in a row. Came out of that fight with that boss, and I even came back here and saved. Came to the camp. God damn, I'm so dumb. I'm just impatient. I'm like so bored I'm falling asleep. Alright, let's try this again. No, don't do it a third time. Adjust for your mistakes. Jump off the corner, the most difficult part to jump off a raft. Most difficult place to jump off a raft. The one place jumping off the raft you're guaranteed to get. Is that an item? Oh, well, fuck me dead. What the hell was it? I don't give a fuck about that. Huh. Neat. Pretty powerful, too. I'm into it. I'm gonna do this. Because fuck you and your AoE abilities. I didn't need it. I shouldn't have done it yet. I should have waited until we'd taken damage. I see what that's for. I'm learning. Yay. Damn it. I'm so bad at hers. Oh yeah, she would have been dead if I hadn't done that, so good call, Vinny. Weenie weenie weechie. More like weedy weechy weenie. Ouch. I should use an ability, but no need. I'm just like being so arrogant right now. Just not taking the game seriously. Fuck you. Piece of shit. I should heal. I know I have that food that can raise the dead, but when they come back on their own, it's just a waste. It's just a waste of a turn. Hey, we're making progress. I might be able to kill this. Alright, well, combat is becoming more trivial, so that is what I described. Oh boy. Tedium, thy name is Sea of Stars. Wonderful. Nope, I committed to doing the Necromancer this run. We're going to do it this run. We're at 2 hours. I loathe putting something that's more than 2:15 on the channel, but I said last time that I saw that Anthony CSN got away with 3 hours, so 3 hours this motherfucker might be. And if it goes into the 4-hour mark, we're cutting this sumbitch in half. So it will already be cut in half when you're hearing this. I actually do like the combat theme. I should turn up the TV. I turned it down last time because I thought it was going to get captured in the mic. But I'm not sure. Okay, well, fuck that. I don't know where my TV remote is. Is this supposed to be like a mini-boss? How much health does this thing have? Oh. It just did it. Oh, wow, a lot. Wait. Hey, that wasn't too bad what I just did. Check it. He doesn't get to do any damage at all. Fuck you. See, I know the game systems. I'm just not very good at it. I just don't feel like I need to implement them all the time. And then I don't always implement them all in the right order. I'm not very good. I don't really know what I'm doing yet. I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm gonna go to the one on the left first. Because I'm going to. That's just what I've determined. What's over here? Interesting. Mermoff Whizquard. This always hits everybody. I should use it, like, a lot. It does pretty decent damage, too. And I don't know why. Oh, well, sometimes they heal. That's a pretty sweet ability. I like set it and forget it type abilities. Shields. Should I be telling you my thinking and everything that I do? I don't want me to do that. I wouldn't want to listen to that. Damn it. I just want this thing dead. I don't really care what else happens. Yeah. Because I can kill the wizard and I might get lucky and kill one of those dudes. I didn't look at what their health was. And that's why I bank on doing the cool thing. That's why I would rather stack attack damage than defense. But this game is making me do things I wouldn't normally do. Do I have a... No, I don't have any AoE food. I almost don't have any food. Oh, I forgot I could do that. Alright, what we got? What we got? We got an item. We've got what appears to be a world traversal that I don't have yet. The world design is very Lady Castlevania, isn't it? I haven't actually played any of the Castlevanias except for Lament of Sin, I think it's called. And I didn't finish it. And I guess it turns out to be a prequel. I didn't understand what was going on at all. It seems that I'm going to be getting a grappling hook. I do like that dash ability. I wish that somebody cooler had it. This is arrogance. I was about to say I have to do that, but I don't think it's going to kill him. Oh, nice. I've never blocked that before. Thanks for rewarding me for blocking it with not killing me. I shouldn't have done that because the wizard dude's gonna do his damn AoE, isn't he? It's fine. Didn't block that. Didn't block that either. Shit. This is why I gave him a bunch of health. Because, yeah, if it does this in that order, I can survive this. And now I'm playing with fire. God damn, I gotta kill them sooner. I don't know that that's gonna kill him. Nope. And now we wipe. Ugh. I told you I was being arrogant and not reacting to the fight as it was happening in front of me. I can appreciate about this game that it wants me to do that. That is, react to the battles as they're happening in front of me. What I don't love is that I can't seem to activate the hitting them before combat thing. Yeah, baby Vader, just lay down. The cat wants to be a part of what's happening. I get it. Ding diddly doodle da 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 diddle da. Block that. I'm getting better at that. No, maybe I didn't either. I like to take my hands away from the controller right before I get attacked. That's my favorite. God, I get hers wrong every time. I don't even know that I didn't get that one. I frequently get the defense correct from this camera angle, and yeah, I get mine wrong. I wonder if that means anything. That's instructive in any way. Doesn't matter, this thing's gonna kill somebody. What happens if I... nothing? The music is like Halloween Town. Christmas, Christmas, doodly-doo. Something about munchkins and eating your poo. Bad movie. Did I just do something? Okay, I think I get it. I gotta climb that ladder. Dee-da-da, climbing the ladder and getting there and hating on the thing 'cause it is terrible. We're getting there. Come on. I could have jumped off that thing. I didn't know the layout of the area yet. Treasure chest with some ore in it that I can sell to maybe make my prices cheaper at vendors. I was about to say, and watch this be the next room, and then I was going to be annoyed because there wasn't a save first. I don't want to deal with you. Like, I'm hitting A. Like, I hit A. I don't know why it didn't work. Man, I mess hers up all the time. I should remember what he's for. He's not Deep's boy. He's a healer. Ta-da! I did it. I'm a man. I'm a winner. You can't boss me around because you're not my boss. I do what I want. I'm a man. I'm a winner. I had my tiger blood for lunch. Oh my goodness. I panicked. I don't know if you know what the music sounds like, but that was a pretty sweet vocal rendition of what's going on back there. Because I'm a stupid person, I'm losing somebody no matter who I heal. There's no experience negative for dying, so I'll just take the loss of the damage per turn for a turn. Now I've cut my experience need in half since my last level. I wonder if it's going to give me another level before this chick, because the rampant difficulty, is there a ladder right there? I see it. Pretty real. What's this about? What's this about? I don't like walking into rooms that they don't let me see the top of, because they're going to hit me with cutscenes. Especially when there's, like, berries to be picked. And yeah, it's really... I did it all for the berries. Grapploo! Told you I was getting a grappling hook. Press B. Enemies. Wow, that's neat. They played Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Whee! Told you I did it all for the berries. I was worried that I wasn't going to get those berries. How then? Oh, that was neat. That threw me to the... I wish I could do this just a touch faster. That's neato. Neato burrito. And now he's just throwing it at everything he can. His friends are like, bro, you gotta stop. And he's like, I got a problem. She doesn't have the... Nope. And then she doesn't have the... Oh, boy. So the only way I'm surviving this is to get lucky. I am staying up all night to get lucky. So let's do it. Oi. Got my Reddit personal and my Tinder profile all ready to go. Let's do this. And then in 2 turns I wipe. Unless... Unless half of her health is more than that. Golly, gee willikers, Batman. She takes a lot of damage. Yeah, fuck that up. That's fine. I need to heals between battles. Something I bitched about in the first 3 dungeons, 4, maybe even up to before this dungeon, bitching about how... where the hell am I? Oh no! Why did it go back so far? Why are your fucking checkpoints so far apart? Why wasn't it the goddamn chest? God damn, I lost so much. What the fuck? Why wasn't it leaving this room if coming into this room was an autosave? What the fuck? This is taking so long. Ugh. It's so tedious. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm sitting here wondering how much of a hassle it's going to be to edit if I decide to just say fuck it and force the game to give me experience by backtracking. Because this is stupid. It shouldn't take 4 hits to kill an enemy. It shouldn't take 3. Not when they can kill me in 2. This is just so badly balanced. Yeah, look at that. and you don't keep your experience. Fuck this. Fuck this. You know what? We're gonna call this the end of part 1 of the Necromancer's Lair, because fuck this game.